Welcome, everyone. Adam the Woo here as the recording of this Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. I'm about to depart my homestead here in Celebration, Florida, make my way to the Orlando International Airport, where I will not be utilizing the international gates. I will not be leaving the country on this trip. I am going to Los Angeles, LAX, MCO to LAX, and then from there, arriving much later this evening. It's an 8 o'clock flight out of Orlando. Lose or gain 3 hours going westward, probably a 5-hour flight, putting me there around 10 p.m. California time, which would be 1 a.m. Florida time. If you've kept up with that, pretty simple to figure out. For me especially, because used to international with the jet lag going all the way across the world one way, all the way across the world the other way. Paris is a long way that direction. Well, which way am I standing? Paris is a long way that way. South Korea is a long way that way. Both completely different, massive time zones, so I can handle 3 hours. I'm inviting you to join me. It's a travel day, flight day. I do not have a window seat, sitting on an aisle seat, so I won't be filming out the side of the window. Film some other things. Also, we'll be checking into the Disneyland Hotel later this evening. Probably around 11 o'clock by the time I land and get over to the Disneyland property. Checking in, I'm staying at the DVC Resort, Disney Vacation Club wing, if you will, the new tower of the Disneyland Hotel. So I'll give a room tour and all that, and just see where the day and or night and time change leads. Join me. Long intro. Shall you? This luggage has definitely seen pretty good aspects of the world so far. Been utilizing this for a while now. Used to have a DVC backpack, Disney backpack. It kind of wasn't all that great for storing things. This I like a lot more. Has lots of pockets, lots of cushion, fits a lot of stuff. And then of course I got this, which has really been useful. This thing has seen some miles and some walking and some very dirty, nasty airport and or city sidewalks. In fact, when I get home, I always will teeter this up on the side of either the couch or like a stool or whatever, and I will spray the bottom of the wheels with Lysol, because those are probably the filthiest wheels on earth, till I Lysol them. I've just gotten dropped off, took an Uber. In the past, I used to drive my car and then park on site, and then I just started taking a ride share. Kind of works out to be about the same, depending on how long you're gone. Sometimes if you park off-site over by the 7-Eleven off-site and take the shuttle over, it's $15 a day. So if you're gone for a week, that's like, what, $100? Uber ride here, Uber ride back. Probably costs you about the same. But if you're gone longer than a week, it's obviously cheaper to do rideshare. And there's just peace of mind knowing that the car's in the garage and not somewhere else. All right, heading in. Oh, you know, last time I was here, whenever that was, this was out of service then. It still is. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, it's not true. That's a falsehood. Originally, I had another flight this morning at 10 a.m. Opted out of it. Wow, there's a lot of red up there. There's a lot of delays. Originally, I was going to fly out at 10. Last night, I hung out with my parents. Still pretty late. They were still staying at the Riviera, celebrating their 56th wedding anniversary. They stayed there a couple nights. So I went over there last night, swam around the pool at the Riviera, my mom and I. And then afterwards, my mom, my dad, and myself, we watched the Home Run Derby, because it's the couple days of the All-Star game. In fact, the All-Star game is tonight, which is going to work out pretty good, because when I'm on the flight, the All-Star game will be on ESPN, and Delta has ESPN on the TVs in front of me, so I'll be able to watch that the whole flight to LA. Yeah, where am I going here? I know I'm going to LA, but 8:10 p.m. right there, that says on time. Okay, yeah, the two at the bottom. There's one at 7:06 a.m. in the morning, and then one tonight at 8:10 p.m. Yep, 7:30 is loading. 5:55 right now. But look at that. On the nose. 555. Doesn't look too bad in here. The line's not too bad. Yeah, it'll be nice to watch baseball on a TV in front of me. Normally I'll have to connect to the Wi-Fi and use the streaming platforms I have to watch the Rays, because they're hardly ever on, ESPN and stuff on the planes. But the Rays got 4 players in the All-Star game this year. Jonathan, let's see if I remember this correctly. Jonathan Aranda, Junior Cabanero, Drew Rasmussen, and Brandon Lau. I think Brandon's on the IL though, so I don't know if he'll be playing, but he's there. Junior came in second place last night in the All-Star game. The Rays almost had their first winner in a home run derby. That's what I meant to say. Came really close taking it, but came in second place. Not bad, especially when the announcers at the very beginning beforehand had him pegged to come in 7th place out of the 8 people. They didn't give him any credit, but he did. Proved everybody wrong. Love it. Gate 72, I've gone through the checkpoints. You no longer, at least in the U.S., I don't know about other countries, but here in the U.S., no longer have to take your shoes off. I can leave my Crocs on. I always try to do travel days in Crocs. A little more. 72. It's over here somewhere. Okay, let's look at here. Los Angeles. It's not even on there. It's not even on there. Maybe on the next one. Oh, here we go. Right here. There it is. Right there. Gate 72. I think I waited a grand total of about 3 minutes to go through security. Very quick.
Please stand clear of the doors and hold on to the handrails.
Everybody else exited off. Walking off now through this little corral over here. I'm heading into my gate section. Little chocolate bars down here have different moods that you can choose when you're eating the chocolate there. And of course, you're in Florida when you can get a chocolate gator and some gourmet saltwater taffy with the Florida map on it right there. I always like all the gummy stuff. How about a slime liquor? You can lick some slime. Gummy frog. Oh, gummy shark. I like that. I've never seen that one before. I'm always fascinated by all the gummy products. And lots of gummy bears, Haribos. Saw a lot of those when I was over in London. Well, in England. Pretty prominent there. Smurfette. There you go. There's an old Nintendo NES controller. I have about another hour till my flight boards. Could go to Starbucks, or I could just walk up in the Delta Lounge and get a cup of joe. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a cup of coffee up there. Walk up the stairs instead of taking the elevator. No food on the agenda before the flight, but coffee would be good. The different times over here: Tokyo, Sao Paulo, Orlando, Paris, and Los Angeles. Look at that, I'm going to Los Angeles, and I was just in Paris. It's kind of appropriate. This is on the wall because I'm here at Walt Disney World area. Orlando's known for their Walt Disney World. You got Mickey Mouse here by Walt Disney right there, and I'm heading to LAX and then down to Anaheim to Walt's original Magic Kingdom. Got my coffee there, got my napkin there, and I got my seat right here. Got a little time. There's also a photo of some flowers. All right, heading out now. Also, they got these stanchions here on the way out, going back, kind of head over to my gates. Shout out to World of Micah, which wearing one of his hats, ended up ordering one of his hats, World of Micah there. I always like to wear ball caps of friends of mine, but he is the reason years ago we did a video talking about MGM Studios history years and years and years ago, and he was describing the word stanchion. I know I misuse it, but I never had heard that word until he told me. So World of Mike is the reason I started using the word stanchion, and now I use it completely incorrectly. All right, this is gate 74. Gate 72 is right over here. My plane should be arriving soon. Board's in 20 minutes. You know, I see a worker over there with the little batons and the light up, little handheld light up. What do you call those? Not flashlights, but little light up batons. So the plane's probably pulling into the station now. This is 74. Mine is at 72. They also do not sell gum at MCO. Some airports sell gum. This one does not sell gum. So, just because I like to keep your ears from popping, it's always good to chew on something to get your jaw moving. So, I went with high chew because you can chew high chew. It's not as good as gum when it comes to keeping your ears from popping with the elevation and the takeoff. And it's usually the takeoff and the landing, but forgot to bring gum, so got some high chew from one of the little stands. All right, there it is, pulling into the station. Delta. Been racking up some airline miles with Delta. I never really chose an airline until, I guess, about a year ago. At the end of last year, started using Delta. Happy with it. Haven't had any major issues. I mean, I had some issues, but in comparison to some other airlines that I use, been doing pretty good with Delta. Pretty content with being a Skyline member. So they call Skyline member. I have the Amex card that's linked up to the points, and I use that for everything. It gives me airline miles, etc. And I do fly other airlines, but the majority of the time, it's usually on a Delta plane. Be boarding momentarily over at 72. This is 73. I did ask if they possibly had a open seat that I could switch over to the window seat. Said no, full flight. We're watching the All-Star game as soon as the plane takes off. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Florida time. Also, speaking of the Rays, who have 4 guys in the All-Star game, there is a very heavy, strong rumor. I think it's even confirmed that Stu Sternberg, the owner of the Rays, is selling the team, and they're going to be staying in the Tampa-St. Pete area. That's the rumor mill, and it's even more than a rumor. I think it's locked in. They're just saying they're not going to make the official announcement for like another month. But it pretty much seems, due to the hearsay and speculation online, that it's a done deal. Stu Sternberg, the principal owner of the Rays, selling the Rays, and hopefully the next person that's going to own it is going to put a little more money into it, build a new stadium. They stay in Tampa. It'd be great if they went to Orlando, but Tampa would be better than St. Pete for me. Anyway, this has been Baseball Talk. I'm standing at the gates that's going to Atlanta. If I wanted to, I could just jump on the plane and go catch the last couple innings of the All-Star game, which starts. It's about an hour flight up there. But I'm not. I'm going to LA and then to Anaheim. But it'd be nice to watch the game on the flight. Comfort of my seat. Three C is where I'm sitting. 3C.
As safely as possible, we'd appreciate it. We're going to ask you to place your small articles underneath.
All right, evidently the All-Star Game's not on ESPN, it's on Fox, but they have that on here as well.
Ask you to tip your bag on its side like a book. These bins are quite large, and that will allow more room in each bin for those coming on.
Channel
If you
not
are
available.
seated in an exit seat, please review the exit.
It was working. It's also downpouring outside.
And the safety information card located in your seat pocket. If you do not meet these criteria, you know, please to perform these responsibilities. Have a hip condition which prevents you from performing, or you may might suffer bodily harm. Should you perform these functions, please contact your flight attendant for reseating at this time. Our flight time to Los Angeles is 4 hours and 28 minutes.
Notice you look out the window, it's raining quite a bit. There's a pretty big cell coming across the field. Everything's fine down here. We're in no danger sitting in the aircraft here. If we were, I would get you guys off right away. So, but the problem is that they can't be able to jet bridge at this time, so we're going to suspend boarding. It's going to take a little while. We're up at the flight deck listening to the air traffic controllers talk to the airplanes in the air that are trying to land. They're getting all kinds of just horrendous weather. But this moves really quickly this time of year coming through here. If you've flown out of South Florida in the summer before, it should be maybe 30-40 minutes and we'll be moving along. It'll take a little bit of time for air traffic control to clean up the aircraft that are going to get stuck on the ramp or up in the air. But we'll get you out of here quick as safe as you can. As the situation unfolds, I will let you know. I'm going to go give the same update to the folks up at the gate who are not on board with us. and I'll let you know if anything changes. That's going to restart the timer or not, but been there trying to update in about 10 minutes, and it sounds like once we get going, it should not. We should be able to proceed to the runway and take off relatively quickly without much delay. The air traffic controllers just told a couple airplanes that are waiting off on the taxiway that they should not expect too much what they call entrails, the space between aircraft as they depart, number of miles. They're not expecting very much entrail spacing today, so hopefully once everything gets going, we should be able to get on our way and get moving. Appreciate your patience, and we will update you as soon as we have more information.
Devices may be secured on you or in your seat pocket, and larger electronic devices like laptops must be stowed in a bag, not in seat pockets. If you are to use the exit seats, please review the exit seating criteria and responsibilities of the safety information card in your seat pocket. If you do not meet these criteria and do not wish to perform these responsibilities, have any condition which prevents you from performing, or feel you may suffer bodily harm should you perform these functions, please contact us for reseating.
Say hello to everybody, but for some reason they were doing some maintenance on the PA system and couldn't talk to you. So in any case, welcome on our flight over to Los Angeles today. My name is Scott, your captain. Both me is George. He and I are going to fly over there in about 4.5 hours, take off and touchdown. There's a bunch of weather in the area here. It's pretty well bumpy in the departure, but once we get over the Gulf, there's a little bit of weather to go around out there. There's an aircraft left Tampa about an hour ago. We've been getting, we have like an aircraft text messaging system. We've been getting messages from them. They say the ride's not bad, so I have a good feeling we're going to get the seatbelt sign off for much of the flight. I would ask that in return when the seatbelt sign's on, that you do stay seated with your seatbelt fastened. Seatbelt signs on. Feel free to get up, stretch your legs, move out the cab, use a lavatory if you need to. Just keep your seatbelt fastened when you're seated in case we experience any unanticipated rough air. We do apologize for the delay tonight. Of course, this is weather related. There's not much we can do about that. We're keeping you guys safe. We'll get you there as quick and safe as you can. It's going to be just a few more minutes as we, I know everybody's boarded up. We're all ready to go. The ramp is just a little bit behind. They, I think I mentioned before, they closed the ramp whenever there's any lightning. They just got back out here, and they have a few aircraft to work on. There's some ramp crew here at our aircraft. They have not loaded the jet bridge bags yet, so it's going to be a couple of minutes, but we're going to get you there, like I said, as quick and safe as you can. In the meantime, I think what we're going to do is bring some water to the cabin in case anybody needs a quick drink of water. You guys have been sitting here for a little bit, so I'm trying to take care of you. As we get a little closer to Los Angeles, no page with the current weather, the gate we're going to park. I will try not to bother you too much in flight. Appears to be important. Thanks for last day. Welcome aboard.
Are you continuing to trust us with your travel before we depart? Please direct your attention to the video screens for a brief presentation of the safety features of our aircraft. If your video monitor is
Just send a text to anyone picking you up in Los Angeles. Our new arrival time will be approximately 11:20 to 11:30 p.m. Original arrival time was 10:25. Looks like we'll be about 1 hour behind. Flight attendants, please prepare the cab for departure.
Finally taken off. This just happened again. It was top of the ninth. American League was down by 1. I think they scored, but then it froze up. Oh wait, it's back on. Yeah, the National League ended up winning it. It was tied up in the ninth, and then it went into a eliminating home run derby, which they've never had in the All-Star game. And the National League won because they got one more home run than American League in the home runoff. That's pretty interesting. About halfway there. Now, if I wouldn't have been sitting at the gate for 2 hours, probably would be landing soon, or landing in a half hour. Still got 2.5 hours to go. Drinking some English breakfast tea. So I just recently watched the first Paddington. And when I was in England, but I have not seen. Actually, I went to Paddington Station, but I have not seen the sequel, Paddington in Peru, so I'm going to give that a watch. Parental advisory for Paddington? Okay. Alright, finished Paddington in Peru with 11 minutes to spare. 11 minutes till landing. Well, no, 10 minutes till landing. Seconds. Five seconds. Touchdown.
Passengers to remain seated and allow those about 20 passengers to exit the aircraft first, and then we can all begin the deplaning process. I would greatly appreciate it. We'll be arriving here at gate 26 Alpha momentarily, and once again, please remain seated unless you're one of the passengers trying to make that intercom.
If you're not going to D, this isn't affecting you at all. They're going to make everybody stay on the airplane until the medical personnel get here either way. But we're trying to get these folks off. If you're standing in the aisle, I'm really sorry this is getting a little bit hectic, but we're going to get you off of here as quick as we can.
Alright, so now we're just waiting on the plane. It's 10 minutes till midnight SoCal time. Should be 10 minutes till 3 a.m. Florida time. Supposed to land at 10 p.m. Still sitting on the plane. Alright, off the plane, 3 minutes after midnight. So 2 hours and 3 minutes. So evidently there was a medical issue on the back of the plane also. It was only like maybe 10 minutes. It was getting out of Orlando late. That was a 2-hour delay. But I made it. Good to be here. You can't
order an Uber from the horseshoe area of the drop-off, or the pickup area, the arrivals area, that's the word I'm looking for at LAX. You have to get on a bus and then go off property, well, out of the main airport area, I should say. And then you order an Uber or a Lyft over here. So it's kind of a whole process, but I've ordered it and should be here in a few minutes, 5 minutes. And then I'm on my way from LA to Anaheim. There shouldn't be any traffic. It is 12:34 right now. I am glad to not be sitting in a seat because I started boarding 30 minutes before the plane was going to take off. And then 30 minutes after that, when the plane was going to take off, I think it was almost 2 hours before we took off. And then it was a 5-hour flight, so 7 hours, 7.5 hours sitting. Good to be stretching my legs until I get in an Uber. I'll be sitting for another half hour. But if it was rush hour traffic, it'd probably be an hour and 15 minutes to Anaheim, but it'd be smooth sailing, I'm pretty sure. And I'll check in my hotel and get some shut-eye. See the LAX control tower right there. Stayed here quite a few times, maybe even walked through this property more than hundreds of times over the years, just walking through downtown Disney and walking over into the lobby of the Disneyland Hotel. And I've never seen it this empty. Didn't see anyone with the exception of cast members, a couple of cast members of the check-in desk, a couple of the other workers that were maintenance and scrubbing had the little Zamboni scrubbers that were kind of going around. Other than that, I didn't see anyone, even when I went over to the Discovery Tower into the lobby. So out of the main area, which is where the check-in is, you get your keys, head over, and you go to the Discovery Tower, and there's like a lobby there as well. No one in there, just empty couches, empty seats, very, very late nighttime vibes without any guests or anything. The music was on and everything. It was kind of almost like kind of eerie in a way, where there was like not one person other than a couple workers. I was the only guest that's up at this hour because it's very, very late. It's also interesting as well because I'm a Disney Vacation Club member, and one of my home resorts is the Disneyland Hotel DVC Tower. I was able to book this room 11 months out, and I booked it exactly 11 months out, knowing that the demand was going to be very popular because of the Disneyland's 70th anniversary week. And I wanted to check in on the night of the 15th. And it's been 11 months ago, and that 11 months went by at the blink of an eye. It's amazing how quickly time goes. But I'm inside the hotel room now, and this is the room tour of the villa at the Disneyland Hotel Tower. Pretty nice. It has a Murphy bed that pulls down. So this is a couch here, and you got the little ottoman and all that, but that Murphy bed will pull down into another bed. And this is the main bed that's not a Murphy bed. It's a completely stationary one that doesn't go anywhere from this point. And it has a nice little headboard with a castle there. I'll turn that off in a minute so I can show you the view out the side. And then you got some artwork over here as well. I got my bags all put down. You got a little seat there. You got a little welcome home package as well. It says gift inside. It's a little 8x10 piece of artwork there of the castle, all adorned with the 70th bunting and artwork, or banners, I should say. I like the tile work here. This is one of my favorite resorts to stay at, Alani being number one, but I really like the Disneyland Hotel DVC Tower simply because of how close to proximity it is to Walt's original Magic Kingdom. Got a Keurig over here. Oh, even got some 70th blend. Very nice. It is amazing that the 70th is here. Where's the time gone? I lived here back in 2015 when the 60th was going on. That was just such a great time. It's hard to believe that was 10 years ago. Little microwave. You can see current time right there. 1:26 a.m., which is a few minutes off. It's actually 1:34 a.m. You got the fridge there, mini fridge. Got a couple nice little, I call these like shower robes, I guess. They're just lounge robes. Some artwork down in there as well. Now, the first time I stayed here was many years ago. My mom and I stayed here when we were coming back from a trip to Hawaii. Wow, is that open or what? In fact, does. You got some extra pillows and blankets. You got the safe. Got a steam iron right there. But when we stayed here, this is right when the resort first opened. This was a mirror right here. And it was very difficult to figure out how to pull the mirror across. And they have since changed it. If my memory serves correct, this used to be a mirror that slid across. And it was so difficult, I think the first day I stayed here, neither one of myself or my mom could figure out that there was a closet behind that mirror that slid over. So I think they've since adjusted that. Big TV there. Another mirror here. You got the facilities in here. Nice sink. Nice mirror. Very beautiful. Very nice. Got the walk-in shower. The waterfall style shower nozzle there. Yeah, it's a great spot. I'm pretty tired. Probably gonna turn in. All right, so here's the view. Turn the lights off in here just to get you don't get the reflection. This is kind of neat. Look at this. This window here, I never noticed this before, has like some tinting on it to where it looks like you're going through some kind of a tunnel of sorts. Look at that. That's kind of a neat effect. I don't remember that from previous stays in other rooms. So you look over here, it's not there. Then you look this way, and it is there. Wow, that's wild. And I have a poolside view right down below. That's a pretty good view. I stayed in a number of rooms here. I stayed in this little building down here once on the bottom floor in the corner, very bottom floor in the corner. And these are really nice because you have an outdoor kind of private lounge that nobody can get to. However, once the morning starts, the music is so loud by the pool that when you're in your room, you hear it. So I don't know if I'd ever want to stay in there again, because if you're in the room and you want some peace and quiet, you don't really get it. Where in here, you stay in the main area, you're high up away from all of that. Yeah, this is the newest part of the tower, the fourth tower. You can see the check-in area over there. And then the parking is over there on top of the roof over there, which I don't have a car this time. I'm just Ubering around, ride sharing around. There's Mickey down there, Steamboat Willie. Right down there, the splash pad, pool, hot tub, and then the neighborhoods of Anaheim. Right over there, right over the hedge, back into the real world. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. I am glad I made it. It's a late night. Tuckered out. I'm ready to slumber. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.